So on your screen now, you see the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Madam Jane Mensah, getting ready to address the press ahead of tomorrow's special voting for security agencies, Electoral Commission officials and media, as well as all persons who are going to be working on Saturday. That is the main elections. Now we have seen the likes of Dr. Edward Omane Boama of the NDC as part of today's IPAC emergency meeting. On the MPP side, we are yet to see who is representing the party. We are trying to reconnect the lines and speak to my colleague, Charles Osukume, who is currently at the headquarters of the Electoral Commission, to bring us exactly what is expected to happen today at the Electoral Commission office. And so, if you are on screen, you are seeing the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, that is Madam Jane Mensah, together with other officials of the Commission, getting ready to address the press ahead of tomorrow's special voting for police officers, army officers, that is all the other security agencies and persons expected to work on Saturday. That is the main elections on December 7. We are trying to get my colleague Charles Osukume, who is at the EC head office, to give us what is the current situation on ground, as we are yet to hear from the chairperson of the Electoral Commission. Now, over the week, the EC chairperson, Madam Jane Mensah, addressed the press last Friday, and he urged all persons who are going to be part of tomorrow's exercise to be diligent and then go ahead and conduct the exercise as it is mandated by law for persons who are going to be part of this particular exercise tomorrow. And he said the Electoral Commission is all prepared, every needed equipment or every needed ballot papers that is scheduled to be used for tomorrow's exercise has been sent to their district office. That is where the elections are going to take place tomorrow for persons who are part of the special voting exercise register. So if you're part of the persons who are going to be voting tomorrow, you may want to get to your district center, that is the district EC office, by 7 when polls are expected to open. This particular polls closes at 3 p.m. unlike the regular polls which start at 7 and end at 5 p.m. My colleague Charles Owusu-Kumi is joining us on the I'm told the lines are not connecting. Yes, this is still Channel 1 News. We are trying to bring you live feed from the Electoral Commission. We take a short break. We'll be back with more. Please don't go away.
This election season, Channel 1 TV is bringing you closer to every vote, every constituency, and every result. Our team will provide in-depth data-driven analysis to show you what each vote means for our nation.
From the campaign trail to voting day and the final declaration of results, Channel 1 Television is covering it all. We'll be on the ground in all 276 constituencies, so every voice is heard and every community represented.
Our comprehensive election coverage brings you every key moment and every voice,
with updates from all stakeholders nationwide. This is election news you can trust, powered by the latest data and expert analysis.
Join us on Channel 1 TV for election coverage that keeps you informed and engaged.
We are here for every step of the journey.
Channel 1 TV, your election bureau.
After a busy day at work, consumed by the responsibilities of work, family, church, etc., it's great to get home to a detailed and comprehensive coverage of the day's biggest stories.
This is the Election Bureau. Hello and welcome to Channel 1 Newsroom.
From our studios at number 5, Owula Hansen Lane.
At Tesano in Accra, my name is Umaru Sanda Amado.
Nanatufu Obuate.
Aiden Safo.
Charles Owusu-Kumi.
Chua Tenkrama Dominic.
Zoe Abubeduado coming up.
For the first time in its history, the Electoral Commission has granted select journalists access to witness the printing of ballots and other election materials,
ensuring that all angles of the various news items are accurately and adequately covered.
Those NDC people who are, walking all over the place, proclaiming, if they know the law, they should now face us in the law.
Yeah, welcome back. Shortly, we are taking you live again to the headquarters of the Electoral Commission, where the Commission is expected to address the press ahead of tomorrow's special voting. Joining us on the phone lines is my colleague Charles Owusu-Kumi, stationed at the EC headquarters here in Accra. Charles, good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for your time. What is currently the situation at the EC office?
Well, we're all waiting on the Electoral Commission to begin that press conference. The electoral chairperson of the Electoral Commission herself is seated. She's flanked by her deputies, Mr. Samuel Cheche, and then Dr. Masari. They're all there. I've also seen some of the representatives of the political parties here seated. So this was an emergency IPAC meeting, following which the Commission has decided to hold this press conference. Now, I've just been told by a source within members of the IPAC that there's some issues relating to the ballot papers that had serialization difficulties and were supposed to be destroyed at Nsawam. Now, there were some problems with that process, and so the Electoral Commission called this emergency IPAC meeting to address that. And so we'll get a lot more information from the Commission when they begin to address the press conference. But they would also address tomorrow what is going to happen tomorrow with the special voting exercise. And then any other matters that arose at the IPAC meeting today. So in just about a few minutes, we're certain that the Electoral Commission will begin this press conference.
Charles, on our screens, we see Dr. Edward Omanebo-Ama of the NDC. Which other members of the political parties are there at this particular emergency IPAC meeting?
Well, yes, Dr. Omanebo-Ama is there. I've also seen the chairman of the PNP, Sakia Wingobet, whose party made its intention known very clearly that in this election they're supporting the National Democratic Congress. I've also seen representatives of the other interested parties in this election. Alan Kojo-Martin's Movement for Change, I've seen their rep here. Other political parties also duly represented at this IPAC meeting. Now, this was a meeting that was supposed to have started around 2:30, but we're told that the difficulties that they've had with those papers are the reasons why this has dragged on up until now. I've also been told by a little birdie that they have recommended to the Electoral Commission to destroy all the ballot papers for Eastern region and Western region. It's a bit murky, but we're certain that once the Electoral Commission begins with the press conference, we'll get the full details of exactly what's going on. That is the main reason why they called for this IPAC meeting, because some issues that occurred during the destruction of the ballot papers at Nsawam. I'm told that there were some leakages somewhere and some security breaches, and for which reason members of IPAC have recommended to the Electoral Commission to, reprint the entire ballot papers for Eastern and Western. This is not confirmed from the Electoral Commission itself. And so we await in a few moments for the Commission to tell us exactly what the situation is.
Very well. I think Madam Jean Mensah is ready for this particular meeting. Please, let's go ahead and then listen to what she has to say.
The truth and the facts from the Electoral Commission and throwing the spotlight on the activities of the Commission. This afternoon, our mission here is very simple. On Friday night, the Commission was informed by the National Security that one single defaced ballot paper meant for the Eastern region had been taken out of the printing house. And I'd like to repeat that it was one single defaced paper for the presidential election in Eastern region had been taken out of the printing house. The printing was undertaken by the Checkpoint Limited, and as you know, supervised and observed by the National Investigation Bureau, the National Security, the police, as well as the agents of the political parties and staff of the EC. It is important to note that this single defaced paper had been earmarked for destruction by burning by the company. For some reason, it found its way out of the printing house. It's also important to note that Checkpoint has had a long history and track record with the Electoral Commission and has printed ballots for the Commission since 1992. I'm not sure what that means. In the light of this revelation and information from the National Security, the Commission took the decision that in order to ensure and guarantee the integrity of the election in the Eastern region, the ballot papers for Eastern region should be recalled. The ballot papers for the Eastern region should be recalled and new ballot papers printed for the region. In our spirit of transparency and accountability, we have today invited the leadership of the political parties as well as the agents of presidential candidates to inform them of the findings that the national security made to the Commission. The Commission is of the view that as part of its efforts to remain transparent and above board, it was important to inform the political parties about the leakage of this single ballot paper meant for the presidential elections in Eastern region, and to inform them about the decision of the Commission to have the ballot papers for the Eastern region recalled and reprinted. I'm pleased to note that all the political parties, all the registered political parties of Ghana, together with the agents of presidential candidates, have today agreed to the Commission's decision to recall the ballots, the ballot papers meant for Eastern region, and to order a reprint of those ballot papers. Additionally, it has been agreed by all the Commission and all the parties that because the printing house, Checkpoint, also printed ballot papers for the Western region, those ballot papers should also be recalled and printed. And I'd like to note that this was arrived at by the Commission and the political parties, and so there has been agreement here. Therefore, the ballot papers for the two regions, Eastern region and Western region, will be destroyed by burning, and a new reprint ordered starting today. It is important to note that in order to ensure the integrity of the ballot paper, the Commission will introduce new security features onto ballots that will be printed for the Eastern region and the Western region. In addition to that, the serial numbers for those ballots for the two regions would be revised. This is to ensure that there would be a marked difference between what has already gone and what has already been printed and what will be printed starting this evening. It's important to note that we believe that this would ensure the security of the ballot and differentiate between the ballots that have been printed and what is about to be printed. Some have posed the question to the Commission since this information broke out on Friday night, that why would you reprint all the ballots when it's only a single defaced, ballot paper that was taken out of the printing house? And the question that we have posed is, as a Commission, our avowed intention is to ensure and guarantee the integrity of the 2024 election. And therefore, although it was a single paper that was taken out of, a single ballot paper that was taken out of the printing house, it was important that we recall the ballots for the Eastern region, and we have agreed that we add on the Western region to ensure the integrity of the elections. And it is for that reason that we raised and escalated this matter and raised it above board, and have invited the political parties here this afternoon to discuss the issue and to inform them about the Commission's decisions. Thankfully, as we mentioned,
Our comprehensive election coverage brings you every key moment and every voice,
with updates from all stakeholders nationwide. This is election news you can trust, powered by the latest data and expert analysis.
Join us on Channel 1 TV for election coverage that keeps you informed and engaged.
We're here for every step of the journey.
Channel 1 Television is covering it all. We'll be on the ground in all 276 constituencies, so every voice is heard and every community represented.
This is important.
TV, your election
In
bureau.
spite of the fact that it was one ballot paper taken out, it is important that we call for a reprint to guarantee and ensure the integrity of the elections. And we call on the citizens of Ghana to support us in our effort to guarantee the integrity of the election. The Commission will engage 3 media houses in the light of the limited time, 3 printing houses in the light of the limited time to print the ballots for the 2 regions. And they are the Arts, Commercials, Back Press, and InnoLink. Information will be provided, of course, to the political parties, but I think the decision has been taken for Back Press to print ballots from the Western region, and Arts, Commercials, and InnoLink would print the ballots from the Eastern region. I think it will be divided based on presidential and parliamentary amongst the 2 printing houses. We have had informal discussions with the security agencies, and they have already pledged their commitment to protect and heighten the security around the reprinting of the ballots. Additionally, our parties have also informed us that they would also heighten security around the reprinting of the ballots. But we would like to ensure you that, as earlier stated, that to ensure the integrity of the ballots, there would be new features added onto the ballots, and the serial numbers would also be revised to ensure a marked difference between what has already been printed and what is about to be printed. In the light of the above, the special voting for the Eastern region and the Western regions would not take place tomorrow, Monday, the 2nd of December, as planned. The special voting for the 2 regions would now take place on Thursday, the 5th of December. As we all know, the special voting brings together persons and personnel who will be operating and undertaking duties on election day. And those agencies include the security agencies as well as media personnel and the Electoral Commission's own staff. And so right after this meeting, a formal notice would be put out to these constituencies to inform them that their special voting, especially those in the Eastern, particularly those in the Eastern region and in the Western region, to inform them that their special voting will take place on Thursday, the 5th of December, 2024. We ask the special voters in these 2 regions to bear with us. Our sole objective as a commission is to ensure the integrity of the election in both regions. And one defaced ballot paper that has been taken out of, the printing house does not stop us from conducting and ensuring that our values and our principles of ensuring integrity in the elections stand. Once again, we call on the support of all the citizens, well-meaning citizens, to work with us to ensure the integrity of the 2024 election. We thank the political parties for the consensus, the political parties and the agents of the presidential candidates for the consensus arrived at. I think we've operated in a very open discussion. I think there's confidence around the table that this approach of recalling and reprinting will go a long way to ensure the integrity of the election. And so we would like to thank all the political parties and the agents of the presidential candidates of their support and their help in working with us to arrive at this decision. So I think that we'd like to thank all of you, our media partners, for being here at short notice. We have a short statement that will be sent out in due course, but this is what it is. We'll move on very quickly to, get the printing going, and we'll inform the parties in writing to enable them assemble their agents to supervise and observe the conduct of the printing. Thank you very much.
This election season, Channel 1 TV is bringing you closer to every vote, This election season, Channel 1 TV is bringing you closer to every vote, every constituency, and every result. Our team will provide in-depth data-driven analysis to show you what each vote means for our nation.
From the campaign trail to voting day and the final declaration of results, Channel 1 Television is covering it all. We'll be on the ground in all 276 constituencies, so every voice is heard and every community represented.
Our comprehensive election coverage brings you every key moment and every voice.
With updates from all stakeholders nationwide, this is election news you can trust, powered by the latest data and expert analysis.
Join us on Channel 1 TV for election coverage that keeps you informed and engaged.
We are here for every step of the journey.
Channel 1 TV, your election bureau.
They are the trailblazers, the pioneers, the unsung heroines who break barriers and set new standards.
Hello there, welcome to The Woman in You with me, Zoe Abubedoado. Now, this is a show that celebrates the extraordinary resilience, strength, and leadership of women everywhere.
From the pioneers in enterprise, politics, and health, their stories are our stories.
I was very satisfied with doing something very little. But when my mother introduced the eggs and I started, it kept me so busy that I had to be there in the morning, afternoon, and evening.
I had been playing around with the different facets of it, and I realized, listen, I'm really onto something. I decided to formalize it, and I formalized it probably after, just navigating the space and doing different things and trying my hand at different things probably played around with it for like a good 5 years before I formalized it.
Be inspired, be empowered, be the woman you were born to be.
Join me, Zoe Abubedoado, every week on Channel 1 TV as we celebrate these women who inspire, empower, and lead by example. It's time to celebrate the woman in you.
The Woman in You with Zoe airs Sundays at 6 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV.
Wake up to a rich breakfast full of variety.
Blend your scrumptious waakye with an energetic news review.
Right, eat your buffalo alongside uplifting and informative lifestyle conversations.
It's me, Chris Carter. Spend your mornings with me.
Or you can enjoy your mornings with me, Jifa KD Aputo.
And have breakfast with me, David Kwekusechi, right here on Breakfast Daily, every Monday to Friday from 7:25 a.m. to 10 a.m. on your favorite channel, Channel 1 TV.
Welcome to the most exciting and diverse talk show on television. Get ready for a roller coaster of emotions as we bring you the best in personality, talent, entertainment, and jaw-dropping performances on the Upside Down Show.
The whole country, we have only one orchestra pit, which is the one at the National Theatre.
If I hadn't probably gone into journalism, I would be acting by now.
Our stage is a platform for the extraordinary, and we guarantee that you will be entertained from start to finish. Make a date with our charismatic and witty host, Frema Dunyame and Nanatufuo Boating, as they keep the energy high and the conversation flowing with their infectious personalities, bringing out the best in our guests and creating a dynamic atmosphere that keeps you hooked. So tune in into the Upside Down Show every Sunday at 7 p.m. on Channel 1 TV for an unforgettable experience. The Upside Down Show is proudly sponsored by Sky Water.
The Point of View. This is your favorite current affairs show on television. Here on The Point of View, we pick the right topics, get the right guests. We ask them the relevant questions on issues that matter to you.
with the complexities of the issues happening around us on a daily basis.
If you come and run and announce to us that you vote for me, vote for me because there are difficulties today. But by the way, when you vote for me, give me some time to think through the answers. You should be worried, Bernard.
We need some time to think through my next questions.
The advantage of having a John Mahama at this point in crisis is that he has been there before. He knows how to cut through the bureaucracy to make things move. If he didn't know before, now he knows.
It's the hard-hitting conversations on the point of view.
That cannot be true.
What cannot be true?
The statement you made that 1D1F has been one of the most successful policies of the MPP government.
You cannot talk about the fact that it means that the program has not been successful.
The probing questions of the point of view.
For almost all the surveys, whether it's NCC, Afrobarometer, or even Global Info Analytics, health has featured in the top 5.
The fact that you had 8 good years and you had 9 hospitals to complete. You spent 8 good years and you couldn't even complete a single one of them.
So he's telling me that the Upper West Regional Hospital, which I cited, Bekwai, and the other hospital that they came when we had virtually finished and just commissioned, they were able to build them from scratch.
As well as religious and social discourse.
The kind of education I have at Ashesi is one that makes the statement very true. Usually people say a jack of all trades is a master of none, but then the part they forget is that, but oftentimes it's better than a master of one.
Wow.
The Point of View airs every Monday and Wednesday at 9 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV.
In this fast-paced world, we understand the value of your time, which is why we bring you the key stories that you need to know without any unnecessary filler. Our team of dedicated journalists have carefully curated the news, ensuring that you stay informed about the latest developments in your community, nation, and the world. From breaking news to in-depth features, we cover a wide range of topics to keep you up to date. In just 30 minutes, we'll bring you the top stories, providing you with a snapshot of what's happening around the globe, whether it's politics, business, sports, or entertainment. Channel 1 Newsfeed covers it all. Tune in to Channel 1 Newsfeed every weekday on Channel 1 TV and get the news you need quickly and efficiently. Stay connected, stay informed, and stay ahead of the curve.
Now the news is that the Electoral Commission has postponed special voting in the Eastern and Western region due to a defaced ballot paper that was captured or that was seen by the National Security. Let's go live again to the AC headquarters. My colleague Charles Osukume is joining us live. Charles, thank you for your time again. We understand special voting for the Eastern and Western regions have been postponed to Thursday, December 5. Tell us more about that.
Yes, Howard, you're right. This is because the Electoral Commission tells us that a defaced ballot paper unfortunately found its way out of a printing house, and so they are unable to go ahead with a special voting exercise for Eastern region and Western region. They recalled the ballot papers, and so that election will come off on December 5. Fortunately, we have Dr. Omanebu Amadi, Director of Elections and IT for the NDC here, to give us more perspective on this matter. Hello, sir. I mean, tomorrow, no special voting in the Eastern and Western regions. The Commission tells us that you agreed to this. Are you worried in any way?
Very sad situation that security personnel, journalists, permanent and temporary staff of the Electoral Commission are not going to have the opportunity to vote tomorrow after applying to be special voters. However, on Thursday, they will have the opportunity. But that is going to impose a lot of logistical nightmare on them, because in 24 hours, they would have to get back to base, to work, to cover the elections, to provide protection, and to administer the elections at the various polling stations and the collation centers. We hope that their institutions will give them the necessary assistance and support so that none of them will be disenfranchised. On the main issue, we are very, very unhappy that this should happen 6 days and a few hours to an election. But the EC has done the right thing by stepping forward and saying that this has happened, and we all agreed that, look, one ballot, yes, but that may just be a symptom. There could be several other ballots that have not been found from that part. So we are happy that it is going to be reprinted. That is for Eastern, and also for Western, because it is Checkpoint that also printed the ballots, both presidential and parliamentary, for Western region. Already, Checkpoint has a bad eye history in the 2008 elections when I supervised our NDC team during the printing exercise. We have been tracking a particular intel for about 7 months now, that a particular political party seeks to print about 2.5 million ballot papers illegally. And so, could it be that this single ballot, they wanted to know the exact identity, the security features of the ballot, so that they could mimic it, they could replicate it to escape detection during ballot sorting on December 7.
Are you not overstretching this?
I'm not overstretching. This is an intel that we have been following for over 7 months. At a point, that particular political party was even contemplating whether to go ahead or not to go ahead. Eventually, they decided to go ahead. We are still tracking, and we are confident that if they go ahead and see to the distribution, we shall effect arrest and hand them over to lawful authorities.
What does this say about the Electoral Commission having the courage to come forward and recall the ballots for Eastern and Western? Because they could have gone ahead with the elections without even letting you know that this is intel they received from national security.
They couldn't have. Our eagle eyes would have captured it. That notwithstanding, it is good. And we wish that in terms of the theft of biometric voter registration devices at the CCTV, surveillance, and everything, they had gone about it the same way. It means that our advocacy is yielding some good results. We should continue this way.
Recently, we're told that ballot papers for some areas in the voter region had some shortfalls. Do you have any updates on that? Have the printing?
As I stated emphatically, there was no shortfall at the level of the print house. There was no shortfall at the level of the print house. The ballot statistics, as our agents saw it, was accurate. You understand? And we are even vindicated by the fact that the EC is also contemplating asking the same printing house to also print under this emergency printing for Western and Eastern region. The question should be, where did the shortfall arise? It's a question the EC has still not answered. It's a question I asked during the last IPAC meeting, and they are yet to answer that question. They must answer that question.
Do you have any issues with the new printing houses that have been selected to reprint the ballots for Eastern and Western?
Let's wait and see how they work. We are not going to be judgmental at this stage.
And finally, before you go, what's your assessment of the process so far? Special voting starts tomorrow. You've been part of this since the very beginning. What's your perception from the very beginning up until now?
There are too many unanswered questions, and we hope and pray the EC will put its house in order.
Thank you very much. So that was the Director of Elections and IT for the NDC, who was here for an emergency IPAC meeting. The Electoral Commission called for this meeting because the Commission has decided to recall the ballot papers for Eastern region and Western region because a defaced ballot paper that was being printed by Checkpoint unfortunately found its way out of the printing house, and so the Electoral Commission has decided that, for the benefits of transparency and credibility issues, they're recalling the entire ballot papers for Eastern and Western region. For this reason, the special voting exercise, which was expected to be done tomorrow, December 2, will not come off on December 2. It will now be held on Thursday, December 5. Hello, sir. Mr. Evans. Mr. Evans Nimako is the Director of Elections for the NPP. The Commission has just told us that you all agreed to what just happened.
Yes, we did. And we think that is a very difficult decision to take. But as we've said, democracy is expensive. We wish that had not happened because ballots were printed, bagged, and sent to regions with escort from parties, police, EC. They were received at those ends, and no reports were received. But there are security implications. Something has been found, and we cannot wash it under the carpet. So yes, we painfully agree with the EC that they should go ahead and get those ballots for these regions to be printed. Unfortunately, for some of our brothers in the media, the police, and the EC staff who are supposed to be voting tomorrow and may have made the arrangement for the day, will have to reorganize themselves. We will plead with them and let them know that all is not lost. So Thursday, as the EC has promised, on the 5th, they'll have opportunity to cast their votes. We will look up to that and ensure that we have a level playing field. Allegations will not serve anybody's interest. We will urge the security to up their game and arrest the culprits. But if there's anybody who has information about this whole thing, should be ready to help the police to get to the bottom of this matter.
Talk about allegations. I just spoke to the Dr. Omani Boma of the NDC, and he said that they have intel that a certain political party plans to print 2.5 million ballot papers. I mean, are you worried by something like that?
Well, so this is NDC, and you shouldn't be surprised. The very thing they are doing is the very thing they will accuse another party or person of doing.
You are saying the NDC is the one trying to print 2.5 million ballot papers?
The very thing they will be doing is what they will accuse the other of doing. When the EC gave provisional register to political parties, NDC said there were issues and that they wanted forensic audit to be done. Instead of them to bring their evidence, they never did. They went on the streets and conducted a demonstration across Ghana, needless. At the end of the day, when the EC organized an IPAC meeting that had the presence of the media, it was clear that the NDC had no basis for the call they made on provisional register. When a revised version was made and given to them, the NDC still came out to say that there were people who have had their names missing on the register. And so that's NDC. And at any point in time, thankfully, they get exposed. So if he thinks that other party is printing a number of ballots, they should do the right thing. They should relay information to the police for investigation to be done, except they are telling us that they don't trust the police to do a professional job. And you should understand, they've said that way back. Their leadership insists that even officers will have their appointment terminated because they are in bed with the new patriotic parties. I mean, this is funny. So NDC, when they say one thing, you need to interrogate it. And I'm saying that the very thing they will be doing, they will accuse another for doing.
But don't you think issues like this, where a ballot paper that is supposed to be destroyed finds its way out of a printing house, shortfalls in ballot papers, and serialization issues with ballot papers. Don't you think issues like these fuel the suspicions of the NDC?
Okay, so when I got the information that there have been shortfalls of ballots in Volta region, ballots, presidential, parliamentary, were printed by Art Commercial. Before the ballots left the offices of Art Commercial, serious auditing process were done. Afterwards, when the issue came up, I took my time. I took the ballot statistics that was generated and given to the printing house. I took the number of ballots that were transported, and they matched. So I was surprised that there was that information that there were shortfalls. I don't know where that is coming from. And if you take your time to check, you realize that it was neither here nor there. But issue of shortfalls can also be looked at it this way. Anytime printing has been done, and if you followed printing of ballot and its transportation to regions and all that, there could be shortfalls. That is why when it gets to the regional level, at the district level, parties will have to check whether the numbers are accurate, and if not, you add up. This is not an issue that you have to raise tension. It doesn't call for that. But here we are. New Patriotic Party, we are certain that by the grace of God, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will make the numbers to constitute government, because he has submitted to the good people of Ghana policies and programs that are superior enough to transform Ghana's status. And so that's what we are looking at. We are focused, and our parliamentary candidates are working so hard. Officers across party lines, from polling station to national level, are doing what is expected of them for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to win the presidential elections. So that's our focus.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Evans Limako, the Director of Elections for the New Patriotic Party. So members and representatives of the political parties having engagement with the officers of the Electoral Commission. I see Mr. Bosman Asari. Mr. Asaki.
Yes, you have to make a statement.
How are you? It's been a while.
Yes. You know, I'm among all of them that came to the meeting. I am the only national chairman that comes. And
PNC, national chairman of PNC.
PNC is the biggest political party in Ghana.
Okay, all right, granted. I mean, I give you that.
Yes.
I give you that.
Yes.
Let's come back to the substantive issue here of the recalling of ballot papers from Eastern and Western region. What do you make of what just transpired in that room?
It is important. It will bring transparency. It will improve the integrity of the EC. It will also show that the EC has not taken any sides so far as the 2024 election is concerned. It will improve the image of the EC, that they are not preparing to rig the election for 2024 to favor one political party. You know, our stand. The PNC has declared our support for the National Democratic Congress, NDC, and their presidential candidate. The EC in her the commissioner, the chairperson in her media presentation said it is one faded ballot paper. It is important. It can the numbers. You remember, the election will be won 50 plus 1 vote, and so even if it is a one leaf, it is important to us. I was so happy that at the end of the day, the commissioners and the chair, including majority consensus of the political parties represented today, have agreed that we have to reprint, not that we should go it that way. And we also want to call on the EC to make sure that the destruction of this current Western region and Eastern region should be done transparency. We also want to appeal that this time around the security should not compromise. They should take in charge at these 3 printing press that company that has been appointed to do the reprinting. 1 will be printing for Western region, and then 2 will be printing for Eastern region. And I think that they will say that among the parliamentary and the presidential. From us at PNC, we are so happy, and we support the commission to do this for transparency, and Ghanaians will be comfortable. So that at the end of the day, whoever will win, which we know that it's possible that John Mama, it is John Mahama will be winning this election soundly.
All right.
And so we are supporting that anything, if there's a pin fall on the ground, we'll draw the EC attention to make sure that the EC will do the right thing. So we are supporting them at this point in time. The EC has an image to declare themselves come December 7th and after December 7th.
We're all trusting that the Electoral Commission will do a good job. If you're watching, this is Channel 1 TV, our live broadcast of an IPAC meeting, emergency IPAC meeting at the head office of the Electoral Commission. The fallout from this meeting is that the Electoral Commission has decided to recall the ballot papers for Eastern and Western regions, all the ballot papers. The reason for this is that during the printing process, one of the ballot papers got defaced. That was being printed by Checkpoint. Unfortunately, the Electoral Commission received intel from National Security that that ballot paper had found its way out of that printing house. And so, in the wisdom of the Electoral Commission, in consultation with members of IPAC, they have decided to destroy all the ballot papers for Eastern region. For Western region also, because Checkpoint is the same printing house that is also in charge of printing the ballots for Western region. Now this means that the special voting exercise, which was expected to have come off tomorrow, December 2, has now been scheduled to Thursday, December 5. Now, the Electoral Commission has also now decided to take the printing of these ballot papers away from Checkpoint and give them to InnoLink Arts Commercials and Back Press. Now, if you can hear music in the background, the Electoral Commission today is holding a prayer and thanksgiving service for workers of the Commission as the Commission goes into the 2024 general elections. Like I said, this has been our coverage of an emergency IPAC meeting here at the Electoral Commission head office. My name is Charles Osukumi. Keep watching Channel 1 TV.